Hi everyone, my name is Jordan and I wanted to get on here today and make a video for you all because there's a lot going on in the world, in the cosmos, both astrologically, emotionally, spiritually right now, and I just felt moved to make this video today, and I would like to pray at the beginning of this video that my star family and spirit guides me to communicate this all with you very calmly and clearly. This is my first video of this kind. I've been wanting for a while to bring this kind of branch to my channel, and I have been waiting for it to feel right, and I've been praying about it and planning for quite some time, and I bought this fancy shirt, and I've been getting ready to bring this kind of new piece to my YouTube channel, and I think today was the right time to take that leap, and I hope and pray that this video can bring you some messages that feel pertinent to your life right now. Like I said, there's a lot going on right now. Today is September 8th, 2022. Hopefully some of these messages can be timeless for you though. Tomorrow is the 9/9 portal, so that might be a big day for all of us collectively. Then the next day on the 10th we have the Pisces Full Moon. We are currently in Virgo season, which is a big deal. And tomorrow when the 9/9 portal happens, it's also going to be the beginning of Mercury Retrograde. And we're also coming into fall, which can be a really spiritual time where we're surrendering to the cycle of life, you know. So, the end of summer has usually been a really emotional time for me, sometimes even a really sad time for me. But as I get older and dive more into my spiritual journey, I come to an acceptance of the cycle of the year and the cycle of life. I live on the East Coast of the United States right now, and we very much experience all four of the seasons in the summer's usually very hot, the fall starts to get cold and gloomy, the winter is very cold and very wintry, and then we have the spring. So just kind of learning to accept those cycles of the year and learning to surrender to them and give over to them, and realize that every season has its beauty and not just the more widely accepted as fun seasons like summer. I love this shirt. Like, can we just give a moment? Can we just give a moment? Can we just give a moment? I pulled some tarot, both for myself and for the collective, and perhaps my cards that I pulled for myself will have some collective value. I pulled the Five of Wands reverse with the Hierophant reverse. Personally, with some things that are going on in my life right now, these cards really resonated, and what I interpreted them to mean. So I'm gonna mix some tarot and some astrology stuff and just kind of I'm just gonna see how this goes, and I'm gonna tell you about some tarot, and we're gonna pull an oracle card at the end, and we're just gonna do it, man. I hope that this video brings you some guidance and that you like it. So I pulled the Five of Wands reversed with the Hierophant reversed. And what this means for my life right now, and maybe you can get something from it, is that I'm letting go of a lot of conflict in my life. I'm letting go of people's opinions. I'm letting go of family structures and family opinions. I'm stepping away from outer conflict and inner conflict and going within and really breaking away from tradition and breaking away from people's expectations of me. There's been a lot of inner turmoil about some big decisions I'm making about the next phases of my life. And I've had a lot of fear around what people are going to interpret about those moves, what the, so to speak, authority figures in my life are going to think about these decisions. But really, as we come into Virgo season, the season of the Hermit, the season of the Goddess, I am going into Hermit mode, and maybe a lot of you are. That's my favorite mode. I don't know about you. I absolutely love and adore my alone time. I need a lot of alone time. I need to go Hermit mode quite a bit. I'm a Gemini with a Scorpio rising, so I find that I need a lot of alone time to restore myself and stay balanced. I need to listen to my inner voice a lot, and that's what these cards really say to me, is that I'm stepping away and not engaging with the conflict of worrying about what other people are going to think about these big decisions that I'm making, and stepping away from what other people expect of me, stepping away from what other people might need, and focusing on my inner guidance. And something I really wanted to talk about with Virgo season is that it's the season of the Hermit and the Goddess. So I want to ask, maybe it's time for you to go Hermit mode. Maybe it's time for you to have more alone time, to listen to your inner voice, to listen to your guides, to go within, to go to spirit or your star family. And we'll talk about that, I'm sure, in another video, what I mean by star family. But yeah, just dropping what other people expect of you. Hermit mode. By hermit mode, I want to be very clear that I don't mean isolating. I think that there's a fine line perhaps between hermit mode and isolation. And you have to determine that for yourself. I can't dictate what is hermit mode for you or what is isolation for you. I think it's all about the way it makes you feel. There can be a big intentionality behind hermit mode, and to say, I intend to use this time to go within, to really find out what I need and connect with the spirit realms. And that brings us to the Goddess. How can I feed my inner goddess? How can I step more into my true goddess nature? Should I buy myself a shirt like this? And for the divine feminines out there, how can I feed more of my divine feminine side, balance it with my divine masculine side? For the divine masculines out there, how can I tap more into my divine feminine? We love a masculine who's in touch with his divine feminine. Wowee, that's so wonderful to see always. But we all have divine masculine and feminine within us, no matter how we identify. And it might just be a really nice time to engage with your inner feminine and your inner goddess and ask how you can feed her more. I've been taking a lot of Epsom salt baths. That's something that really helps me get in touch with my inner goddess and to feed my soul in a lot of ways. connecting with crystals really helps me connect with my inner goddess. Taking lots of alone time, connecting with my divine feminine friends, um, engaging with spiritual work, connecting more with my chakras and particularly my sacral, engaging with the creative energy, and yeah. But I can't say what connecting with your I can't say what your inner goddess looks like. That's for all of us to connect with our own unique inner goddess. Now, the 9/9 portal for me, and by some of the research that I've been doing, so in numerology, 9 talks about surrendering. 9 talks about the end of cycles, the beginning of new cycles. I think this really connects with the fall energy of fall is a time of death and rebirth, which is crazy because I actually pulled the death card for us collectively. Fall is a time of allowing things to die, allowing the summer to go peacefully. The leaves start to fall off the trees, everything becomes a little gloomier, we start to get into a colder season. So how can we allow what needs to be shed to shed? How can we allow what needs to die, whether that's old beliefs or old relationships that are no longer serving us? Yeah, I think these things all tie together really beautifully, where stepping into our hermit mode can allow us to really figure these things out for ourselves. Stepping into our inner goddess gives us the strength to say, this relationship is not working out for me anymore. I'm going to gracefully allow it to die. And because while it can sometimes be a scary thing, and there can be grief with death and with letting go, anything that ends makes room for new beginnings. So how can we allow things to move out that no longer belong so that what does belong can come in? And I just feel called to say, to remember that non-attachment in this process is so important, because we have to remember that the death and dying and moving through of old things and things that no longer serve, so that good new things can come in, that we don't get attached to what's going, and we also don't get attached to what's coming in, because attachment causes suffering. Mercury Retrograde. Woo! This also connects to a lot of what the other things that I've been talking about. Letting go. Mercury Retrograde is a time of slowing down, of looking things over in detail, of not getting too attached to certain outcomes. Mercury Retrograde is infamous time for delays and things not going according to plan. And I think that Mercury Retrograde gets a really bad rap, but it's all about detaching and slowing down and cooling ourselves down and accepting Mercury Retrograde enough to understand that whatever isn't going right isn't supposed to go right, and accepting that and saying, okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to go out today, maybe I wasn't supposed to see this person today, or just basically having a general attitude of acceptance about all these things. Mercury Retrograde is a good time to really dive deep and see if the things that we're working on are right for us. It's infamously not a big time of jetting forward with things. Yeah, just taking your time and breathing and going over the details. I think this really, again, connects with hermit mode. Taking that time alone, taking that time with your spirit guides and your star family, and connecting with your inner goddess, seeing what's really best for you, seeing how the details of your big plans can be reworked in order to make them work for your highest good once things start to move forward a little bit more. The Pisces full moon is coming up. How exciting. We love a full moon. The Pisces full moon is particularly exciting for me. I've been noticing, so the Pisces full moon is a big time of dreams and intuition. The veil is very thin around this time. The veil is very thin. I really want to be dramatic with this shirt. The veil is very thin at this time. I've been doing a lot of third eye opening practices, so I'm sure that's been a part of it, but my dreams have been extremely vivid lately. My dreams have been extremely lifelike, and a lot of what's happening in waking life is starting to bring itself into my dream life. I have some mugwort here that I just purchased, and I've been burning it and asking for my dreams to give me clarity about certain things, and I recommend it if dream work is something that you want to be doing around this time. The Pisces full moon. The Pisces full moon is a particularly potent time to be doing dream work because Pisces connects with our dreams, with our intuition, with our subconscious. So this is a great time to really be intentional about messages that we may want to ask from the spirit realms to come through in our dreams or our subconscious. And another piece of information that I downloaded about this Pisces full moon is that release fear. I want to invite you and myself to release fear around dreaming big and really asking the divine for exactly what we want. No longer shooting for some kind of abbreviated, handicapped version of our dreams because it feels safer, because it feels more comfortable to say, okay, you know, it's been my dream my whole entire life to be a famous baseball player, but I don't really believe that I can do it. I'm not fit enough, I'm not brave enough, I'm not whatever. So I'm just gonna handicap my biggest dream of life and play whatever sport I just said on the weekends with my friends. You see what I mean? If you've been handicapping your goals and your dreams, please stop. This is not the time in the universe. This is not the time in this. This is not the time in history for us to be making ourselves small, making our dreams to be smaller than they are. Take that time, go into hermit mode, connect with your goddess, connect with your highest self, connect with your spirit guides, connect with God, spirit, universe, your star family, whoever your guides are, your ancestors. And if you don't already have a clear vision of what your highest dreams and goals and aspirations in life are, ask these guides, What do I want big picture? What do you want for me? What is the highest version of my life, and how can I live that to the fullest of my ability? And really let this Pisces full moon energy allow you to dare to dream big. And it's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful time to really let go and release fear, to surrender to the death, to surrender to the dying, surrender to the changing. Allow what's no longer working to fall away. Allow who is no longer working to fall away. Come to your highest self, come to your guides, and really ask, what is the highest version of my life, and how can I start to step into that? Because this is not the time to waste time. This is not the time to make ourselves small. I keep wanting to say ensmallen ourselves. I think that's a Simpsons embiggen. We need to embiggen ourselves, not ensmallen ourselves right now. So I think that's all I have about the astrological, numerological events happening. It's the 9/9 portal, it's the Pisces full moon, it's Virgo season, Mercury retrograde, baby. Release any stigma that you have around Mercury retrograde too, because I watched this really beautiful woman religiously. Her name on here is Queen Cup. Please support her. She's an amazing tarot reader. She has amazing abilities, and I watch her religiously. And she recently said in one of her videos, like, we need to, Mercury retrograde basically like punishes us if we have bad thoughts around it, which makes so much sense to me. It's like if you put this stigma on Mercury retrograde, of course it's going to be bad for you. If you look at it as a time as a gift, as a blessing, just as everything is, and you look for the blessings in it, it's going to bless you. If you look at it as, oh my God, Mercury retrograde again, of course it's not going to be the best version of itself for you. So just like everything else, try to have a good attitude about it and see what you can gain from it instead of what it's taking from you. So the Five of Wands reversed with the Hierophant reversed were the cards that I pulled for myself. And, you know, as another beautiful tarot reader says that's connected to Queen Cup, Mama D, she said, please watch these women and support them because they're absolutely magical, amazing beings with beautiful connections to the universe. If it's me, it's you. If it's you, it's me. So we're all connected. We are all one. So any messages that come through for me, I'm sure can connect to someone else out there. So when I asked for collective messages to come through, I got King of Cups, upright, look at him, so regal. Death, change, transformation, new beginnings, old things falling away, big fall energy, big 9/9 portal energy, and the Sun. So what this says to me is that it's a very emotional time. Sure, summer ending is a very emotional time, but you have the grounding. The King of Cups came out for a reason. It's a very emotional time, but you have the grounding spiritually, mentally, physically to handle all these emotions coming in. You've gone through enough to know yourself really well, and especially with this Hermit season and with Goddess season coming in, you have the connection to spirit to sit in your power as the King of Cups with these emotions. You're compassionate, you're grounded emotionally, you don't let things sway you too far to one side. Like I said, non-attachment. You don't get too attached to the sadness in life. You don't get too attached to the success and the ecstatic things in life. You're very grounded and equanimous, and you sit on your throne of emotional grounding, and you've accomplished so much in your healing journey that you can really sit through this season of dying and new beginnings and new endings in a way that is not going to knock you off your square too bad. Yeah, fall energy all over this. So letting go, surrendering, 9-9 portal, surrendering. 9 is a big number of surrendering, giving in to the cycles of life, fall, death, rebirth, new beginnings. It's going to be Scorpio season soon. Yay. And the sun, to cap it all off, the joy, the freedom that comes from accepting these cycles for what they are. Look at you. Your inner child is smiling. Dee, dee, dee. So cute. And just the joy and the peace and the freedom that comes from accepting these cycles of life. It gave me such a good feeling to see the sun come out after these 2 cards. Because even though it might get colder in your part of the world, there's a big amount of peace and freedom and inner child healing that comes from allowing things to be what they are. Allowing things to drop the conflict. Allowing yourself to drop the conflict that you might be dealing with internally, externally. Stepping away from convention and doing things your way. Diving into hermit mode, diving into your inner goddess and saying, what are my highest values in life? And even if those are really different from the people that surround you, not allowing that to knock you off of your path. Because your path is your path. It's your call with Lynn Doyle. Does anyone remember that? I feel like I'm the only person on earth that remembers that show. I grew up in Philadelphia, and I think it was like a local Philly news thing in the 90s. Anyway, let's wrap this up by pulling an Earth Alchemy Oracle card, because I'm absolutely obsessed with this deck. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's created by Katie Jane Wright with art by Nikki Strange. Oh my glory, these cards. When I was looking through Amazon, I was looking for an oracle deck, and I was like, I want to really open myself and see which one connects to me, and I clicked on this one, and I had to buy it right away. I just felt such a connection to it right away. First of all, look at the art on the back. And when I got it and I opened it, I started crying because these cards were so gorgeous, and I just felt so connected to it. So I'm going to pull a card for us for collective guidance at this time. Whoa! Oh, okay. The one that stayed in my hand but flipped over. Secret garden, sacred space. Cultivate your space, inner beauty, and self-care. Look how gorgeous this is. This is where we're going, folks. This is where we have our hermit mode. This is where we can connect to our goddess. So I'm going to read the meaning of this. God, I love these cards. Let's see where Secret Garden is. It's the first one in the book. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for this message. Secret Garden, sacred space. Cultivate your space, inner beauty, self-care. And this card is represented by the elements of earth and water. This card is an invitation and key offered by the Fae to access deeper healing. The pathway has been opened. There is healing waiting to be seen, a release waiting to happen. You have to take time out to be with it fully. high vibrational currents move through, and your body needs to reach a space where it can shed and release. This is being facilitated for you. All you need to do is take time to sit in your heart and commit to it. The elementals are inviting you to build your own safe space. Here, you heal with them. It is important to create a space that you hold, that you can visit and speak to your guides in. You are planting seeds of light and creating a very held space to sit in and heal. Look at this. There are many spaces in the higher octaves of light we can sit in to heal and recharge. This secret garden is not outside you on another plane, it is actually within you. If your heart was a garden, what flowers would you grow? What seeds of light would you plant? We are shining a light on your inner beauty at this moment. Do I need to say any more than that? I think Spirit is inviting us to go within, step away from the noise, spend some time alone, take an Epsom salt bath, take a spirit bath, light some candles, ask your soul family, ask your star family to come in and be with you. What an exciting time. I pray that you all will be blessed in this time. And I look forward to making another video like this soon. Love ya!